one goblin. Maybe about 150, 200 yards down this hill. See what happens. he was coming perfect. He got to about 45 yards, right in front of me. He stopped, he kind of looked up here, and I don't know, he might have just noticed something out of place. He stayed down a little bit, and then he went that way. You can hear him still gobbling. He's not too far. I don't know. I don't know what to do. If he keeps going farther away, I think I might back up. Head up to the top of this, very top of this hill. Try to circle around and get out in front of him. Dang it. Maybe try and call him a little bit more. We'll see. Smart. He's a big Tom. He is a big Tom. I moved because he must have noticed something. Maybe my camera or something, I don't know. I was up against a big tree. I had a lot of brush behind me. But he's still gobbling up there. When he popped his head up, I don't know, there's a big down tree here. Maybe I can sneak into it. He's not that far. I'm gonna shut up. So close. Came so close to putting a big old Tom on the ground. Man, that was super exciting. Talk about adrenaline flowing. I've been hunting this Tom for the last 3 days, 3 mornings, and he's been henned up, as they say. He's got 3 hens with him, and I have not been able to pull him away from those hens or bring those hens in to me. He'll gobble on the roost first thing in the morning, and then as soon as he flies down, he shuts up because he's right with those hens. And I just have not been able to break him away from those hens. So this morning, I got out super early. I was set up well before light. Up above him, he was roosting below me, probably about 150, 200 yards. As soon as daybreak, I heard him gobbling on the roost. So I just really quietly kind of let out some soft clucks, just hoping to grab his attention, but not do anything too crazy aggressive to start with. And I think it worked, because when he flew down the roost, I could hear him gobble again, and I could tell he was kind of coming towards this way. The way it was set up is he was off to the right, down the hill and off to my right, and I had a hen decoy that I set up off to my left a little ways, just in hopes that if he comes up from the right there, up the hill, he'll see that decoy and have to kind of come right out in front of me. Well, it didn't work out that way, because what he did is he stayed at the bottom of the hill, and he just walked along the bottom of the hill and then came straight up at me. So when his head telescoped and crested the hill down here in front of me, that was at about 60 yards when he crested the hill and I first saw him. And I'm like, of course I'm super excited, but trying to keep it together. He kept coming towards me. It took him a little bit, but he kept coming towards me. I could see him still. He came to about 50, 45, maybe 45 yards. I'll have to mark it out. And where he stopped there, I could see him perfect. And I had a nice straight shot towards him. I literally needed him to take just a few more steps, and I would have whacked him. But with this old Winchester Model 12-16 gauge, I really only patterned it out to about 35, 40 yards. 40 would be my absolute max, but I'd really like to have it at 35 or less. Just I feel more confident shooting a turkey in that range with this gun. And he stopped at about, like I said, 50, maybe 45 yards. And where he was, he couldn't see the decoy because there was a big patch of thick brush and some trees in front, so he could never see that dang decoy. That was a bummer because I think that decoy would have took his attention onto that and not on me. I mean, I am covered pretty well. I had all my camo, everything covered. I had this camera that I'm talking to right now was covered up with a camouflage shirt. I had some leaves and stuff around it. A lot of brush behind me. But he stopped up and it was like a plain view of maybe the gun stood out. You know, I don't know. But he didn't like something and he just kind of walked around. He went in the back side of that brush and I never saw him again after that. He gobbled and kept gobbling for probably, a good half hour. Maybe even close to 40 minutes. But he kept going. He stayed down this way. And I never saw him again, and I couldn't get him to come in. I tried to do a couple more clucks. I did some scratching on the ground. But he didn't like something. He must have saw me or gun or camera or something. There's something he noticed that he didn't take. I literally needed him to take another 3 to 5 steps, and I could have shot him if he would have kept walking just like he was. Like, part of me is like, yeah, maybe 45 yards. If he was 45 yards, yeah, maybe could have whacked one out there, but that's not how I do it. I mean, half the thrill for me is getting them in as close as you possibly can. I mean, and in terms of trying to be an ethical hunter, I don't want to just whip, BBs out there at something and wound them. I'd rather get them closer and be confident with my 100% confident. But that was so exciting. That was super close. I got so close. I thought I was going to put that bird down. And now I've just been sitting here for a while, just trying to think about what to do. He went off that way. I thought, well, I could move and try to get around him, get way up ahead of him, but once he stopped, I don't know where he went. And the other thing with him, he's a big tom. I don't want to pressure him or push him too much or alert him to me too much because he has been roosting in this same area for the last 3 nights. I'm hoping he does it again. I'm going to try to get out tomorrow morning. I think it might rain tomorrow again, but I'm going to probably set up about just where I was in hopes that he's roosting there again, and maybe we'll get another crack at him. But either way, that was very exciting, and it is a beautiful morning. It would have been a lot better if I could have had a big old tom on the ground, but that's the way it goes. They're smart. They're smart birds. So either way, that was super fun. Very exciting and thrilling to call one in like that. And to have everything work out about perfect until the last 5 steps. But that's the way it goes. That's hunting. That's why it's hunting. And honestly, it's okay. That was a thrill of my day right there, and I had a lot of fun. And it's still early. It's beautiful out. I don't think it's supposed to rain until maybe 11 or noon if it holds off. So I'm gonna stay out, and my plan now is just slowly walk this ridge, kind of scout for more turkey sign, of course, listen for them. And as always, I'm looking for a whitetail sign and sheds and things like that. I mean, so far this week, the last 2 days, I didn't get a bird down, but I found a giant deadhead and a pretty nice, decent shed yesterday. So it's been a fun week in the woods. Let's just say that. Even though I don't have a bird, the most important thing to me is just being out here and enjoying it. And that was very exciting to call that guy in. And he's a big tom. So let's hope he roosts here again tonight. And let's hope at some point this season I can get him on the ground, or one of them. That was cool. That was cool. Either way, I really appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for another Backwoods Pursuits video.